Michigan dominates Maryland 59-18 in a nice warm-up for Ohio State. Folks, that game is less than 7 days away from kickoff now. If you're pumped about that victory, if you are pumped about this week, look, Thanksgiving and Ohio State game, can't get better than that. Obviously, if Michigan loses, whatever. Like the video, we've started a trend here at the Michigan Football Report. If we all jump on board and we all like the video, good things happen. Let's keep it rolling this week. It's my last ask. This is the last time this season, maybe the Big Ten Championship game, whatever, that I'm going to get to ask you guys to join this positivity train with me. So like the video. All right, it's my instant reaction show. I've got a lot to talk about. We are going to be rolling out videos all week long, every single day, including Thanksgiving. So we're going to talk about Michigan football, Maryland instant reaction right now. The Michigan Football Report is presented by MANSCAPED. Head over to manscaped.com. Use that promo code GOBLUE, 20% off your order and free shipping for the holidays. Buy this as a stocking stuffer for a friend, coworker, brother, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, whatever it is, or tell people, go to Manscaped, get me the Lawnmower 4.0. Yoder uses it, not in his mustache, but down below. Use promo code GOBLUE, 20% off. 59-18 in a game that, frankly, looked sluggish at times early on. People were complaining about the first quarter, maybe even just the first drive, some weird play calling by Josh Gattis, an odd fourth down play call, and a few drops by Cornelius Johnson. But middle of the third quarter on, this one turned into a laugher, a crazy amount of big plays by Michigan. Donovan Edwards, J.J. McCarthy, Cade McNamara was wonderful all day long. Then he had D.J. Turner with a touchdown off an interception. A.J. Henning on a wild and wacky play that, hey, if Michigan was just giving Ohio State something to think about, I'm all for it, where Mike Barrett took the kickoff, short kickoff for the 20 and threw it backwards. A kind of, what do we say, it was a Tennessee Titans miracle from 20 years ago. Titans in the playoffs with the 1999-2000 season, whatever it was. That's what it was like. All kinds of crazy plays. A lot of stuff you have not seen from Michigan in a while, and definitely not under Josh Gattis and Jim Harbaugh. So, with all that being said, give me your one-word reaction to Michigan's 59-18 dominating blowout victory over Maryland that we just witnessed here on Saturday. It was the Donovan Edwards Show. What a performance by him. I was kind of concerned. Right? Last week, you thought you would see a lot from Donovan Edwards. He was going to be backing up Hassan Haskins on the road at Penn State, and they made it all Haskins. And so there was some chatter, maybe he's still injured himself. He didn't play a few games ago. But what a performance by him. Everything you thought you were going to get from Donovan Edwards as a recruit, you got and more. Broke the single game record in Michigan football history for receiving yards by a running back with 170. So didn't do a ton on the ground, and that's okay because Hassan Haskins had it going on early, and Michigan really didn't need a ton on the ground in this game. So 3 carries for 8 yards. But what I saw out of Michigan today is they pulled a weapon out of the arsenal that they haven't shown or used all season long, and that's Donovan Edwards, the borderline 5-star true freshman out of the state of Michigan as a receiver, and what a performance it was for him. 10 catches, 170 yards, and kind of highlighted with a wild, just, what do you call that, the catch, talking to my producer, Chugs, wheel route, that's right. Wheel route out of the backfield in the third quarter, caught it in stride, and just cut back across the field, 77 yards on that one touchdown for Donovan Edwards. He was the player of the game. He's the star of the show. One more weapon for Michigan to use next week against Ohio State. Hassan Haskins, 20 carries in the day. I think it was a little more than I wanted to see from Hassan Haskins. I don't think he played in the second half. I'm going to have to check the participation chart later in the evening, but I don't remember seeing him a ton in the second half. But that third quarter was so wild, it didn't even matter if he did play or not. What a third quarter it was, though. 6 total touchdowns, 4 for Michigan, 2 for Maryland, and they didn't come in your normal fashion, especially from Michigan. I'm going to kind of click over here, read them off for you. I'm sure you guys saw them, but let's just recap really quick here. It was a Hassan Haskins run, but then you had the kick return. Michael Barrett passed to A.J. Henning, then the Donovan Edwards 77-yard touchdown pass, and then Tua was intercepted, and it was taken back by D.J. Turner for a touchdown on 42 yards. What a play. 4 touchdowns for Michigan, two for Maryland. So Michigan's defense had a few lapses there, but it certainly wasn't enough for Maryland to have any chance in this game. This show is presented by MANSCAPED. We are offering 20% off this holiday season if you use promo code GOBLUE. It's a great deal, and hell, it's a great product. My favorite is the one you see on screen there, the Lawnmower 4.0. Comes with 3 different attachments. It's got a light on it. It can recharge, your little charging dock. You can take it in the shower with you. It's waterproof. You don't want a jungle going on there, guys. Believe me, you don't, okay? Once you trim up down below, everything takes care of itself in the bedroom. The perfect package, a little bit higher, but you got the lawnmower in the perfect package. Plus, you've got a few other products, the boxers, some ball toner, ball deodorant, etc. $87.99 with the promo code GOBLUE. Get that 20% off. Get the free shipping. Send it to a friend if you want them to get it for you, a girlfriend, a wife. Hell, send it to a coworker, whoever you want to. Get going with Manscaped and save 20% this holiday season. The Michigan Football Report loves our sponsors, so please do support them. Use that promo code GOBLUE to get yourself 20% off. This team was excellent today in all phases of the game. Now, there were a few things that I was a little concerned about today. I think Cornelius Johnson didn't really have his head screwed on tight with a few really weird drops early on, especially one that he was wide open, and it was just like a 5-6 yard pass over the middle on a little drag route. But nevertheless, they got it together, and I was really impressed with what I saw out of this team. Now, 500 yards on offense for Michigan, 352 yards passing, and it just wasn't Cade McNamara. He had 259, J.J. McCarthy, 58. Hell, Dan Villari got in for 26 yards passing, and Alan Bowman, the Texas Tech transfer, got in there with 9 yards passing himself. Most of the groundwork was done by Hassan Haskins, and then, hell, J.J. McCarthy got in there on the ground for Michigan as well, and some others. So it was a well-rounded game. Touchdowns for Michigan on offense, on defense, and on special teams, and that is something you don't get really maybe once a season if you're lucky, and Michigan did it today. I liked what I saw from this team. I think it's the right momentum they need to go into the Ohio State game next week with a lot of things clicking, and you saw great games out of both quarterbacks. Cade McNamara did nothing to think that he should be replaced as Michigan's quarterback by any means. He's had a few games, really good games in a row, and J.J. McCarthy, of course, he had himself a good day, 5 of 5 passing and some rushing. Let's start with Cade, though. 17 of 24 for 71% completion, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns in the first half. Went on for 21 of 28. So only threw four passes in the second half, but 75% completion on the day, 259 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions for Michigan's first-year starting quarterback. Now, true freshman J.J. McCarthy. There was a really interesting moment in the game. Michigan had a really great day in special teams. We'll talk about that in a second here. They blocked a punt. JJ came in, and it was one of those situations where I felt, okay, it's one play after a turnover, a little momentum. I actually thought maybe they'll let JJ air it out, go long, but it wasn't that. There were several plays. He had a couple nice runs, one for a first down, and then they kept him in the entire drive, took Michigan down for a touchdown, and that was really great to see. And I believe that was the one, maybe I'm confusing I'll have to look back at the play charts, but great pass to Mike Sainristil, which we'll mention here in a second. We'll show you a few photos, so stick around for some Mike Sainristil talk in just a moment. How about Aiden Hutchinson, David Ojabo? Decent games. And I'm lying to myself here. I said, these guys didn't have any sacks today, didn't have any really huge game-changing plays, I think a tip or two. I'm like, you know what? Michigan is trying to let Ohio State breathe easy, right? You know that C.J. Stroud is like, I got a top 10 draft pick defensive end on this side, a top 10 defensive end draft pick on this side. These guys are going to end my football career if they get a hold of me. And now he's like, hey, Ohio State scored 50 points in the first half. These guys had no sacks. I don't need to worry about them. I think he's got another thing coming come Saturday. I think it's going to be the David and Aiden show. We'll see what happens Saturday in Ann Arbor, 12 o'clock on Fox. What a special teams day, though. We mentioned Michigan had a block punt. They also had a wild play where it was a short kickoff. I'm sure you saw it. Michael Barrett gets about the 20, turns to his right, throws it 5-6 yards behind him, so there's no questions for that's not going to be reviewed or anything like that. And A.J. Hunting grabs it and goes right upfield. I think Henning ran all in from where he took it to the end zone. It's about 86 yards from there, but I'm guessing it's 80-yard touchdown return for Michigan. So block punt, Trick kickoff return touchdown. What an awesome day for Michigan's special teams. You don't see that a ton from Michigan. Glad to see it in this game. All phases of the game were awesome. Folks, we hit the number 16,250. We're at 16,256 subscribers. I told you that means it's a guaranteed win over Ohio State. Probably, but let's keep it rolling. If you're an Ohio State fan, and they're going to be in the comments, so please get in the comments if you're a Michigan fan. Type beat Ohio State, type FU Ohio State, CJ Stroud sucks, whatever you want to type. Don't let them take over the comment section because they've done it in the past this week. Last year, they just roasted my comments when the game was canceled because of COVID. Subscribe to the channel and then get going in the comment section because we need every bit of positivity. We're all on the same boat. We're going the same direction right now. Let's keep it going this week. Lead this team to a victory in Ann Arbor on Saturday. Next up, it was a great game for one Josh Gattis. I'm going to be honest here. I've been one of the biggest critics of Josh Gattis for 2 seasons or so. But look, I was a big Gattis guy. He got the job. Awesome hire by Harbaugh. This is going to be amazing, blah, blah, blah. Then actual has to do something terrible for 6-7 games in 2019. Then they turn it around. 2020, disaster. And most this year, it's like, this Gattis guy why doesn't Harbaugh just run the offense? This doesn't look like Gattis' offense. But I saw some great things happen from him today. One of the first touchdowns, I think it was the first one of the game. How about that play to Luke Schoonmaker? Like a fake handoff and then a pass outside. You don't see Michigan do that much to Schoonmaker. That was a great play. Great play call to Andrel Anthony, to Mike Sainristil. You had awesome play calling to Donovan Edwards all day. And you got enough of a lead. You're able to rotate in other players. You're able to rotate in other quarterbacks. Creative plays. Red zone execution is what I liked from Josh Gattis today. Michigan executed in the red zone. Didn't matter if it was J.J. McCarthy at quarterback, Cade McNamara at quarterback. Didn't matter at all. And they had creative plays, most notably getting Donovan Edwards involved out of the backfield on some arrow routes. You kind of like pop out, pop in, some wheel routes. And it was a sight to behold. Loved what I saw. Hope it continues. Hope they use all those plays and about 15 more that no one's seen all next week against Ohio State. Next up, what kind of great catches did we see out of Mike Sainristil and Andrel Anthony? They were absolutely beautiful. Take a look at the catch here. We got photo 1, then photo 2 from Mike Sainristil. What a play by him. What a catch. Looked like J.J. McCarthy had overthrown him, and Sainristil went up and made the catch. Prior to that, I believe it was the drive prior. Maybe I'm off on that. Andrel Anthony had himself a one-handed, kind of over-your-shoulder reach back, OBJ-style catch that were just great to see. Was critical of the wide receivers early because there was a few drop passes and it didn't seem like Michigan was getting their wide receivers open, especially on 3rd and short, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 on slant patterns or out patterns. It was always contested catches. Guys weren't getting open. But all in, decent day from the receiving group, right? Let's just call it the group because you've got a running back in there with Donovan Edwards. You've got a tight end in there with Luke Schoonmaker. Edwards, Schoonmaker, they're in the wide receivers. Edwards, the best receiving day by a Michigan running back in school history. Cornelius Johnson could have had a much bigger game, right? He dropped a few passes, ended up with 4 for 39. Dalen Baldwin, welcome back, Dalen Baldwin, 4 for 31. And then Roman Wilson did have 2 catches for 25 yards. Edwards, Sainristil, and the man you see on the right of the screen, Luke Schoonmaker, had touchdown catches on the day. This is it. This is the one we've been waiting for, all right? It's been 3 years since Michigan's gone into this game. Win, you're in the Big Ten Championship. Win, in all likelihood, you're in the college football playoff. They were favored in Columbus in that game 3 years ago. They were an underdog in this game 5 years ago when it was number 2 versus number 3. And finally, it's at home, right? Now it's up to Jim Harbaugh, the staff, these players. Can you win the game? I just got to say, I've been beating this drum since the end of the Ohio State game 2 years ago, 2019. Beat Ohio State again. Join me in the comments, all right? Join me in the comments. I stole the name of their star players, the guys that don't even hold a candle to Aiden Hutchinson and David Ojabo, the BOSA brothers. We got BOSA now. Beat Ohio State again, BOSA. Type it in the comments. Type it everywhere you see. Reply to their Twitter accounts. Go on their YouTube accounts. Go on their Facebook accounts. Just type BOSA, BOSA, BOSA. We're going to will Michigan to victory this week. Saturday, high noon. Like it should always be. Actually, I think every time this game has been played, except for 2006, in the modern era, let's say the last 30 years, it's been at noon. 2006, the 1 versus 2 matchup, they ended up pushing it to a 3:30 game. That was down in Columbus. But if you think over the last 15 years, there have been 4 games now, Michigan, Ohio State, where I could say that you could say it was the game of the year in college football, or at least one of the best 2 years. Certainly 2016, certainly 2006. I think 2018, it was whatever. LSU, Alabama might have been a little bigger game that year. And now it's this one, right? I think I could reasonably say, outside of Alabama, Georgia, SEC title game, this is the biggest game in college football that will be played this season. And all those other games over the last 15 years, they were all played in Columbus. This one's in Michigan. You think back to 1997, that was a 1 versus 3 game, 1 versus 4 game. That one was in Michigan. Who got the victory? Michigan. Home field matters. If you go into the game, get your butt in your seats at 10:30, scream, yell, do whatever you have to do. Don't sell your seats. Hell, rip up your tickets if you have to. If you can't go to them, if you want to sell them, if you need the money, DM me. I'll find you a Michigan fan. Don't put it on StubHub. Don't sell it to an Ohio State fan. Do not let them put 20 or 30,000 people in the big house. It needs to be 100,000 Michigan fans, maybe 10,000 plus Ohio State fans. Beat Ohio State again. We're going to be championing it all week. We got 6.5 more days till this game is underway. I can't wait. Want a victory. I need a victory. My post-game show on Saturday, if Michigan wins, it's going to be my producer, Jeremy, next to me, just videotaping me pour beer on myself, saying, F you, Ohio State, maybe whatever, victory, all that stuff. Can't wait. We'll be back tomorrow, folks. Tomorrow, Sunday, I will have my Michigan football overreaction Sunday. I'm going to scour the internet, scour social media, let you know what everybody's thinking. Until then, beat Ohio State again. Go Blue.